The following broadcast was recorded October 16th. This is not a live broadcast. High school football returns to WAUK for the first time in 20 years. Welcome to the Classic 8 Waukesha County High School football game of the week between Arrowhead and Mukwonago. Today's game is brought to you in part by American Family Insurance. In Waukesha, call Nancy Paquette or Bill Hamilton. Also brought to you by the Meineke Muffler Shop on Highway 164, just 1/2 mile south of Highway 18 in Waukesha. And now with the call of today's action, here's Bill Johnson and Tom Lopnow.
Hello, everybody, from the football field at Mukwonago High School. This is the Classic 8 High School Football Game of the Week. Today a dandy, Tommy, a slobber knocker, as I've been calling it all week, as the Warhawks from Arrowhead travel here to Mukwonago to take on the Indians, two of the elite in the Classic 8. These are two teams that have, and pretty much all four of the teams in the Classic 8 have their postseason plans mapped out already. Now it's just a matter of who goes where, and this is going to decide a lot. And obviously, with the conference title still on the line, there's also a lot on the line in this game. Both of these teams with just one loss.
Well, absolutely. A game going on across town, Waukesha South versus Catherine Memorial. A lot will depend on what happens there tonight, and whatever goes on there will play a lot in what's going to happen to this game. As you mentioned, one loss apiece. You mentioned we're at the football field. This is a no-nonsense kind of game. There's no name to the field. You know what Mukwonago is going to do. They're going to run the option at you. Arrowhead knows what they're going to do. You just got to stop them. Mukwonago knows what Arrowhead's going to do. They got to stop them. This is two teams that are just going to strap it up and say, stop each other, and whoever scores the most is going to win. This is the most basic football game that you can watch. Whoever scores the most points, as always, but this game, it's going to be, you know what they're going to do, run, 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 and whoever stops them wins.
Well, that brings me to this point. You know these two coaches better than probably anybody that does these games. Which one of these guys do you think is more likely to go with some skullduggery first?
Boy, I don't know. I would see that's a tough call because Keith Hensler of Mukwonago's run this wishbone offense for as long as I can remember, probably 20 years, as long as he's been here. I think it's like 20 years. Tom Tarasco runs the wing T. He gave up control of the offense about 10 years ago, well, maybe 8 years ago, to a guy named Bob Larson, who's a pretty creative offensive mind himself. He came over from Hartford. Because of that, I would have to say unofficially that maybe Arrowhead might throw a wrinkle in here or there because Bob Larson is more of a creative offensive mind. And like I said, Hensler has done one thing since he's been here, and that's run the option. He's never changed from that. He's never swayed from that. We saw these teams a couple weeks ago, though, when they played Kettle Moraine, and Mukwonago did throw a wrinkle in here and there. So, again, that option I'm not sure about, Bill. That's going to be very interesting to see who decides to go with the bag of tricks, if they do at all, in this game.
Some names to watch from Mukwonago tonight. Their quarterback, Joe Sinnott, is back. He didn't play last week. The team, though, impressively went to Waukesha South and shut them out 14-0. Sinnott back after the post-concussion syndrome. Bill Warnke, who did a nice job filling in at quarterback, back at his spot at running back. And also Brian Kaplan, the big fullback, who really had a nice game last week and was really the key against Waukesha South from Mukwonago. Those are some names to mention on the offense. Defensively, David Dolanzek, Josh Mock, Brent Radabicki, these were some guys that were all over the field last week. I expect the same this week.
Well, absolutely. I mean, you talked about the fact that you lost a starting quarterback and they were able to go into South and bring home a victory. That's big. I think when you talk about Arrowhead, though, in the same respect, names to watch. I mean, you look at the quarterback, Aaron Nye. Here's a kid who had an up-and-down year. He's a sophomore. He's a young kid. But we saw when he was forced to try and throw the football versus Waukesha South some weeks ago, he was unsuccessful. If Arrowhead has to get in some kind of catch-up mode, he's going to be very key because he's got to throw the football. He's not done that so well. One thing about Arrowhead, Matt McIntosh, their big left tackle, out for this ball game. He is the kid that's going to Minnesota. He's been a big anchor on that line for the last couple of years. He is out, so that's another key for Arrowhead. We'll see what happens there.
Some other flipping around that we'll go through when we get to the starting lineups. The prevailing theme this week, much like last week with both of these teams, the more air they put under the football, the less comfort they feel. We'll start the game when we return. You're listening to the Classic 8 High School Football Game of the Week, brought to you by American Family Insurance in Waukesha and by the Meineke Muffler Shop on Highway 164, a half mile south of Highway 18 in Waukesha. on the Sports Radio Double Play. Welcome back to Sports Radio 1510 AM and the high school football action between Arrowhead and Mukwonago, brought to you in part by American Family Insurance in Waukesha. Call Bill Hamilton or Nancy Paquette. And by Meineke Muffler Shop at Highway 164, a half mile south of Highway 18 in Waukesha. Set to kick off, Arrowhead. They'll kick to Mukwonago. Kicking off for Arrowhead, number 20 is Jim Hoke. Back for Mukwonago, Nick Verts. And Verts gets the ball. He takes it up past the 20 to the 25, out to the 27-yard line. That's where the Indians will start off, 1st and 10.
Quarterback for the Indians, number 14, Joe Sinnott in the backfield. At number 17, William Warnke. Number 32, Nick Verts. And number 41, Brian Kaplan. Your offensive line looks like this. Brian Vollmer, Brent Roblicki, Zachary Burnett, Jeffrey Golden, Craig Smith. The ends, Richard Faber, and Joshua Mock.
1st and 10, and Joe Sinnott back at the helm for the Indians of Mukwonago, out last week, of course, with post-concussion syndrome. Warnke is now the wing to the right with Kaplan and Verts in the backfield. Warnke in motion. The option over to the left, and it's Sinnott. Sinnott takes it out to the 45, to the 50, to the 45, to the 40, to the 35, the 30, the 20, the 15. He is gone. The 10. Touchdown! Joe Sinnott! Joe Sinnott takes it 72 yards by himself on the option. It didn't take long. You're right, Tommy. Joe Sinnott back in a big way, and already just 18 seconds into this first quarter, Mukwonago takes a 6-0 lead.
Well, and that's a case of Arrowhead not staying in their lanes. They collapsed on the middle big time. Thought the ball was a give down the middle. They came in, they collapsed, they crushed the running back. Problem is, he had the football.
72-yard touchdown run, the option run to a T. They bit big time on the fake to Kaplan. The kick from Lobdell is up, and it's good. Wow, early on here, Tom, just 18 seconds in, didn't even get time to introduce the Arrowhead defense, and it's already 7-0 Mukwonago Indians.
Make sure you tune in at 6 o'clock weekday mornings. Myself and Scott Abley, First Sports, that's every weekday morning. And Bill, boy, Arrowhead tries to get to a track meet with Mukwonago. We're in a lot of trouble because, I'm talking about Arrowhead, because they can't run that kind of offense on Mukwonago. They defended it for the most part like you're supposed to. Problem is, contain guy never was there.
Boy, what an explosive way to start this game. What a way to take this crowd that was jacked up at the beginning and get them even more jacked up. 72-yard touchdown run by Joe Sinnott. And it's 7-0 Mukwonago. Corey Lobdell to kick off. Back deep for Arrowhead, Tarkowski. Also number 25 back for Arrowhead is Chris Borchert. And I believe Mortensen is back as well, Sean Mortensen. The kick is over to Tarkowski on the left side of the field. He takes it at about the 10 to the 15, out to the 20, and he works his way out past the 25 and to about the 20, they're going to call it the 29 or the 30-yard line. That's where Arrowhead will start.
One thing you got to look for Arrowhead, they've got to come out and make some kind of move right off the bat if they're down 7 points already. Quarterback for the Warhawks, Aaron Nye. Running backs, Ben Tarkowski, Sean Mortensen, Jacob O'Connell. Your offensive line is Chris Borchert, Craig English, Clint Greenbaum, Doug Habig, Tom Dunham, and Jeff Kush.
And Hans Guteron, of course, the tight end, is now playing center. 1st and 10, Nye drops back to pass. That one's just about picked off. Bill Warnke got in the way of that one. The intended receiver on the play for Arrowhead was number 3.
3 is Nye, quarterback. They got double players out there?
Unless they put somebody else in to start at quarterback, Tom.
Did they switch on us? They did. They got number 9 at quarterback.
Well, this is a surprise, and we thank the Arrowhead coaching staff for all their help. It's Matt Warden at quarterback, the junior, and Aaron Nye is out at the wide receiver spot. So the skullduggery starts early. 2nd down, the handoff up the middle, and that is Mortensen, I believe. No, actually that's Borchert, and Borchert's going to take that one for a very short gain. We'll have 3rd and long now for the Warhawks.
And I wonder if they made this switch, Bill, just at the last minute here, the fact they're down 7 points so quick. You know that Ward is it's a taller kid, he's a bigger kid, now he's a short kid, and you wonder if they're going to throw the football a bit more with him in the lineup.
No gain on that play by Borchert. It's 3rd down and 10. Matt Ward, the quarterback. We saw him a little bit in that game against South.
We got an offensive offsides that time in Mukwonago.
Sean Mortensen came in motion, and who was that on the end for Mukwonago? Was that Josh Mock that got a little bit anxious?
Yeah, just a little bit anxious that time. They're jacked up. It's senior night here in Mukwonago, and honestly, that's what you got to, as a coaching staff, you wonder sometimes if they're over-jacked on a night like tonight. They came out the first play, get the long touchdown, obviously settles your team down a little bit, but right now, if you're the coaching staff for Mukwonago, you're going to make sure your team is not too jacked up. And I think this night's going to be too easy because it's still a lot of football to play.
A little more manageable. 3rd down and 5 for Matt Ward and the Warhawks. Ball at the 35-yard line. Ward drops back, and the pass is attempted again for Nye, and it's broken up again. That time it was Sean Fortman, number 45, the linebacker from Mukwonago. And the Warhawks, Tom, we talked about it before the game. If they get into a game where they're going to have to pass, I don't think they're going to be successful.
Yeah, it's going to be a long night, and I'm surprised they came out showing that kind of offense. I know that you're down 7 points, but you got a long way to go and a lot of time to make up points, so I'm surprised they came out like that.
Richard Faber back to get the punt from Arrowhead, and that one goes out of bounds at about the 22. We do have a flag down on the play, however. We'll have to check this out.
I wonder if that's an offsides again.
Boy,
that gives them a first down.
That'd be a huge break for Arrowhead because they had absolutely no momentum on that opening drive.
And I see the Warhawk coaching staff clapping, so I'm not sure where we're going with this here.
I didn't see anybody in the vicinity of the kicker.
No.
Well, that's going to be a procedure call against Arrowhead. So they'll send them back 5 and make them punt it again as a pretty decent punt that time.
Yeah.
By 23. Who's Chris O'Connor. Actually, no, 24 is the punter, and that's Dan McDonald. Richard Faber back once again for Mukwonago as they punt it now, 4th and 10 from their own 30. Mukwonago boots it, this time down the center of the field. Faber will field it at the 30, takes to the 35, gets it out near the 40, where he's met by a large group of Arrowhead Warhawks. Mike Stover, the leader on that tackle. So we'll see Mukwonago's offense for the second time, Tom. They certainly exploded the first time around. You want to run down Arrowhead's defense? We didn't get a chance the last time.
We might as well. The defensive line, Mike Mizell, Bob Savage, Adam Seifert. The linebackers, Tim Kretsch, Mike Stover, Mike Murray, and Cliff Kutnick. Defensive backfield, Jeff Wink, Rob Melberth, Chris O'Connor, and Ryan Johnson.
Joe Sinnott brings them out, 1st and 10, ball at their own 40-yard line. Rebholz now in at the wing. The handoff up the middle to Nick Virts. Virts to the 43 and bounces out to about the 44-yard line. Tackled on the play by Mark Mizell, number 57. Virts really got shut down last week. We were surprised to see that, but Brian Kaplan really chewed up the yards.
Well, and that's what you got when you have the option like this, the wishbone, and so many different weapons. Certain guys are going to get a lot of yards some night, and other guys will get shut down. Tonight, I think Arrowhead's trying to concentrate on those running backs and the fullbacks specifically after the game he had last week.
2nd down, 5 yards to go. They're calling it the 45-yard line. Sinnott, the handoff once again, and it goes to 26, who's Jonathan Rebholz. Rebholz takes it out to about the 49-yard line, brought down by Jeff Wink for Arrowhead. That's going to make it 3rd down and very short for Mukwonago.
About a yard, and this is actually a play you like if you're Mukwonago because you have all the different options. Arrowhead has got to be thinking, stop the fullback, stop the running back, and then you got, of course, the quarterback who's already in the back of their minds right now after that first play.
Pick up a 4 for number 26, Rebholz, as we approach 9:10 to go here in the first. It's already 7-0 Mukwonago. Sinnott on 3rd and short. In motion, Rebholz. Rebholz gets the ball. He takes it up past the first down marker and out past the 50 down to about the 44-yard line of Arrowhead. Tackled on the play by Cliff Kutnick for Arrowhead. They like to use that wingback in motion. Rebholz was very successful last week coming out of the backfield. This time they're using him as the wing, bring him around in motion, and it worked very well on that play.
Well, he was met that time in the backfield by Mike Murray, but Mike Murray couldn't wrap up to the arms. He was able to break loose that first down.
1st and 10, Mukwonago, ball at the Arrowhead 44-yard line. Sinnott, the quarterback, hands to Virts. Virts up past the 45 and down to about the 40. Boy, they're getting consistent yardage once again up the middle, Tom, and you got to give credit to those offensive linemen for Mukwonago. Tackled on the play for Arrowhead, number 98 was Kutnick again. We've called his name several times, but if they keep ripping off 5 yards a crack, this is going to be a very tough night for Arrowhead.
Much like we saw versus Waukesha South with Arrowhead, They're getting beat right now at the point of attack. They've got to find some penetration. They got to find a way to disrupt the rhythm of Mukwonago.
2nd and 6, ball at the 40. Joe Sinnott, the quarterback, fakes the handoff to Kaplan, pitches to Wirtz around the right end, and Wirtz gets it down to about the 36-yard line. They're still going to be short of the first down. Rod Melberth up from the secondary to make the stop for Arrowhead.
Well, on that time, a nice job of finding your lane, finding your assignment, and staying on your man. That was something they didn't do in the first, well, I call it a first series, but it was one play. You've got to find your assignment. You've got to find a man and stick on him. That time Arrowhead did that. Stop the first down.
3rd down and 3. Ball at the 37 of Arrowhead. Joe Sinnott brings up the Mukwonago Indians. There's a fumble with the snap. It looked like Arrowhead picked up the ball. That's the break they were looking for, Tommy. Who got the ball there?
I can't tell. It looks like number 98, Kutnick.
Boy, he's been everywhere so far, and Cliff Kutnick on a bad exchange there between Joe Sinnott and Brent Radabicki. I think Radabicki's the center. No, I'm sorry, that's Mike Vollmer, the center. Bad exchange there on 3rd down. Boy, the coaching staff for Mukwonago, none too pleased about that one.
Yeah.
As they had an opportunity to really take control in this game. Now Arrowhead gets it back 1st and 10.
Well, as you're running off, you mentioned the amount of yards that they were making per play, which they are. They're winning the point of attack. Something fierce. You can't allow that to happen. You can't have an exchange fumble.
Matt Ward in at quarterback once again for Arrowhead. And Ward hands off to Borchard right up the middle, and Borchard goes nowhere. He may have even lost a yard on the play. 55 in on it. That's Greg Smith, also Radabicki in on it.
How could you pick out a player on that when there's 5 guys in the backfield? There was no one blocking there, Bill. I don't know what kind of... It didn't look like it was a trap, didn't look like it was a draw, but nobody blocked for Arrowhead. There wasn't one body put on another body at the line of attack.
2nd and 10, ball still at the 37-yard line. As we go under 7 minutes now to go here in the first. Arrowhead trailing 7-0 here at Mukwonago. Matt Ward with Tarkowski out to his right as a split end on this one. Ward, he pitches going around the left end. That's Mortensen. Mortensen's not going to get anything. They tried a 2-back setup there, Tommy, and a group of Mukwonago Indians stayed at home and read that play, led by number 65. Where the heck is he? Well, it was Bill Warnke in on the tackle, but also, is that Mike Maloney, or was I just looking at Craig Smith's number? That was probably Craig Smith.
I'm just trying to figure out, Bill, what exactly Arrowhead is trying to do here. They, nothing that we've seen in the past. They're not running anything specifically, and credit Mukwonago's defense for just winning at every asset of this game. On their defense, they're playing great.
3rd and long again for Matt Ward and the Warhawks. Ward drops back to pass. Nye had fallen down. And that ball is incomplete. Nye had actually fallen down in his pattern. He got up, but the pass was beyond his reach.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, because there was contact before the play, but I think the ball was uncatchable, so therefore there was no flag that time. I am not clear as what Arrowhead's trying to do, Bill. I'm really lost.
Here comes the punt from McDonald. Faber back to get it again, gets it at his 21. Out past the 25 to the 30. Out to the 35, and Faber spins down at about the 35-yard line. And that's where the Indians will take over.
Listen to ESPN's Tony Kornheiser weekdays at noon, heard only here on the Sports Radio Double Play.
Joe Sinnott and the Mukwonago Indians get it back, 1st and 10, ball at their own 36-yard line. Warnke back in as the wingback. Wirtz and Kaplan continue behind Sinnott in the backfield. Warnke in motion. Sinnott comes option left and keeps it himself, and he is stuffed in the middle. Nice play there by 23. That was Chris O'Connor. Really a nice job stuffing the play there for Arrowhead and keeping his eye on Joe Sinnott.
O'Connor's one of those players. He's a very heady player. He's very active on the field, moves around a lot. Sometimes that can be to a disadvantage because he might overrun a play, but he's really aggressive out there. Mukwonago dodges a huge bullet there with a fumble. They got to be feeling good about themselves, Bill. Have a fumble, and Arrowhead can't do anything offensively.
Well, Arrowhead really can't do anything offensively right now. 2nd down, 7 to go, ball at the 39. Sinnott fakes the handoff, pitches to Wirtz coming around the left side. Wirtz takes it up past the 40 and out to about the 43-yard line. He's brought down by Kutnick, also by O'Connor on the play. We keep calling the same two names, Tom. This is the way it worked out against South as well. There was one or two guys on the Arrowhead defense that were making plays, and they got in trouble early in that game.
Yeah, you're right. However, tonight it's been pretty much there's been 3 plays that have been run. Pretty much that option outside, left and right, and the give up the middle. And right now, Kutnick just seems to be the guy who's scraping off to the outside enough because everyone else is filling their lanes except for that first play.
3rd and 3, ball at the Mukwonago 43-yard line. Faber out to the right. The fake handoff to Kaplan. Sinnott keeps it himself. Gets it up just past the 45. He's not going to have enough for a first down. Mike Stover on the tackle. And Joe Sinnott is down on the ground. This is not a good sign for Mukwonago.
No, you're right. It is not. However, I'm not trying to make any light of this, but with the play of the quarterback and the way that number 17 is that Warnke was able to play last week, as far as a football standpoint, you feel comfortable. Obviously, it's a scary moment for the player, but as a coaching staff, you feel comfortable you have someone to be able to come in there and run the show for you. Fabulous Sports Babe joins us every weekday at 9 a.m. following First Sports. It's every weekday, 9 a.m.
Joe Sinnott comes off with the aid of the Mukwonago medical staff. 4th down and short here. I'm a little surprised as Mukwonago brings in Brad Baker to punt the football. Apparently Coach Hensler more concerned about the field position than actually keeping possession of the football. I got a feeling last week they would have gone against South in this situation.
Well, when you're up 7 points, Bill, I think it's probably a smart move to do that, especially with the way Arrowhead has not been able to move the football. You pin it back and force them to punt again.
Brad Baker on to punt. He booms the ball. That's going to go to 28 for Arrowhead. Takes it to the 25 and out to about the 27-yard line where he's taken out of bounds. 28 for Arrowhead is Ryan Johnson. He's corralled by Darren Pleckelman, number 15.
This is the time, Bill, to see exactly what's going to happen. 4 minutes remaining in the first period, and Arrowhead has got to do something offensively. I don't think they have any net yards. They've got only 5 yards on a penalty. I think the rest of their plays are going for 0 or minus 1 yard.
It looks like they're looking at the back of Joe Sinnott's rib cage.
Yeah, it doesn't look like he's going to be back in tonight.
1st and 10 for Arrowhead, looking to get some momentum offensively. Nye out to the right. Also out to the right is Jacob O'Connell. Ward hands the ball off up the middle. Is that Borchert with it? I think it's Borchert with it again, and he gets a gain up to about the 30-yard line. Tackled on the play by Josh Mock, 31, the linebacker for the Mukwonago Indians. Actually, they're going to mark it at about the 29-yard line. 2nd and 8 now for Arrowhead.
Well, that's the first time the Warhawks have tried to run outside, and they actually had a crease, but Mock did a great job of scraping off his blocker and getting into the lane to make the tackle.
Nye and O'Connell out to the right once again. Borchert and Mortensen, the running backs. Ward drops back to pass, and he tries to get it to Aaron Nye once again. Sean Fortman was there, but again, another bad pass by Matt Ward, and they really don't look comfortable throwing the football. I got to wonder what the strategy is here, Tom.
Educated guess here. I'm thinking they think they've got more speed at wide receiver than the defensive backs in Mukwonago, which may be true, but thus far there hasn't been a pass in the same zip code as a receiver.
Well, and you'd think if they had more speed, they might want to try him deep. 3rd and 8. Ball at their own 29-yard line. Matt Ward and the Arrowhead Warhawks trailing 7-0. Ward drops back to pass again. He throws the ball over the middle of Mortensen. Mortensen's got it, and he's got it at about the 45-yard line. He's tripped up down to about the 42, tackled on the play by Mike Kronold, the free safety for Mukwonago, but a nice pass play there. Just as we were saying, they couldn't get anything done offensively. They pick up a nice gain.
Well, Bill, I think I figured it out. They're going to continue to go long until they make a few passes like that and spread the field out so Mukwonago can't jam 7 in the box. That's what they're going to try and do. Whether they're successful or not, I don't know, but they've got Warden because he's the best thrower of the group. He's tall, he's got a nice spiral pass. And if they connect on a few more of those, they spread out Mukwonago's defense.
29-yard pass from Matt Ward to Sean Mortensen. It's 1st and 10. Ball at the Mukwonago 43. Handoff this time once again to Borchert. No success once again.
Well, again, I think they're trying to spread the defense out, but right now Mukwonago is so strong up front, and the linebackers are filling the holes that really there is not. I've seen one crease in the entire first quarter that Arrowhead's had to run through. And even then collapsed real quick with Josh Mock able to scrape off the blocker. So they're doing a heck of a job run defense. I think Arrowhead's going to go back to the air and try and spread this thing out some more.
2nd and 9. Ball at the 42-yard line of Mukwonago. Once again, it's Nye and O'Connell out to the right. Three-back setup now in motion. And the handoff goes up the middle. And that's Borchert once again, and Borchert gets about a 2 or 3 yard gain, tackled on the play by Kevin Deering, the defensive back. 3rd down and 5 now. Ball at the 39-yard line.
Well, Arrowhead's showing a little bit of life here, Bill. Not much, but a big play like that can really get your confidence up, especially at this level. And you wonder if maybe that was a little breath of life they needed.
3rd and 5, ball at the 39-yard line. Ward, the quarterback.
They're bringing a blitz.
He drops back. The handoff going around the left side is to Tarkowski. Not fooled. The Mukwonago defense, they're going to lose a couple of yards on that play. David Dolanzek in there to screw things up. They tried to run a little crossbuck type play with Tarkowski going against the grain around the left-hand side, and Dolanzek could have none of it.
Yeah, again, point of attack right now. Mukwonago is dominating, and even a play like that where it's on a semi-draw play, they can't get separation on.
Dan McDonald with the punt. Faber takes it at his own 10, gets it to the 15, weaves his way to the 20, to the 25, and out to about the 26-yard line. That's where the Indians will start. 1st and 10. 1st and 10. Mukwonago with the ball at the 26. Under a minute to go here in the first. The Indians lead 7-0. Bill Warnke is in at quarterback to replace the injured Sinnott. Warnke hands the ball off to his fullback Kaplan, and Kaplan will take it for a gain of about 3 yards. Actually, they're gonna call it a 4-yard gain now. 2nd and 6. Ball just inside the 30-yard line.
Well, that time nose guard Adam Schieffer able to scrape off the center's block and cause some trouble, but it's still 4 yards of acres that he gets. I mean, if Arrowhead wants to win this ball game, they got to stop him at the line of scrimmage, and right now they're not doing that. Mukwonago's line is blowing him off the line of scrimmage.
Faber comes out to the left on 2nd down with Rebholz, the wing. Now he's in motion to his right. Warnke option to the right, keeps it himself, and he gets the ball out to about the 33-yard line before he's brought down. A host of Arrowhead players in on that one. The guy that comes up out of the bottom of the pile is number 22 for Arrowhead, and that's Kevin Maltby. And that's going to do it for the first quarter with the score, Mukwonago 7 and Hartland Arrowhead nothing. We'll be back for the second quarter after this. You're listening to the Classic 8 High School Football Game of the Week on Sports Radio 1510 AM WAUK. Welcome back to the Classic 8 High School Football Game of the Week. The score here after one quarter, beginning of the second, it's Mukwonago 7, Arrowhead nothing. Brought to you by American Family Insurance in Waukesha and the Meineke Muffler Shop in Waukesha. Bill Warnke, the quarterback, on 3rd and 2. He hands off to the big fullback Kaplan, and I don't know that Brian Kaplan made it for the first down. We're going to have to unpile him and check it out.
I'm looking at the lineman spot, and it looks like he's got it by about a half a yard. I think they're going to move the sticks. Yeah, they are. They give him first down.
Actually, that was Nick Verts that carried on that one. Verts takes it up the middle for 2, and they will give him the first down. Ball marked out at the 30. That's got to be the 36 or the 37-yard line.
Well, we do apologize for trying to find defenders, but a lot of gang tackling tonight. Hard to find out numbers here.
Warnke goes to his left. Option. He takes it himself to the 35, to the 40, and gets it out to the 45 and almost out to the 50-yard line. Finally brought down on the play by Mike Murray, number 54, but a nice play by Bill Warnke as he really never gave up on it, kept his legs pumping, and got it all the way out to midfield.
Well, that time Arrowhead was able to collapse the line. They stayed in their lanes, but didn't make the tackle. You mentioned Warnke gets a lot of credit for keeping his legs pumping that time and making the Arrowhead tackler miss.
1st and 10 at midfield. Bill Warnke in for the injured Joe Sinnott. He looks to have a rib injury. The handoff up the middle to Verts. Verts takes it down to the 47, to the 45. Down past the 45 to the 44-yard line, brought down by Rod Melberth and Chris O'Connor for Hartland Arrowhead. There looks to be an Arrowhead player down, and that looks like Cliff Kutnick, number 98. Not good news for Tom Taraska, as he's been all over the field so far. Well, Cliff Kutnick is up, and he walks off. Looks like he's got a a slight leg injury. Look at the dome on that guy, though, Loppy.
That's pretty shiny. That is very, very a shiny dome. We'd like to thank both Mukwonago and Hartland Arrowhead for their help in the production of this broadcast. Again, without their help, we'll never get this done.
2nd down and 4. Ball at the Hartland Arrowhead 44-yard line. Warnke, the quarterback from Mukwonago. Rebholz takes a wing position on the left with Faber, the split end. Now Rebholz in motion. Warnke tries the option to the left-hand side, and he's stuffed.
Yeah, that was a broken play.
Number 51 on the play, Mike Stover. Also in on it for Hartland Arrowhead, Mark Mizell. Nice job by the defense. Their defense has done a pretty good job of clamping down when it looked like this thing could get out of hand early for Mukwonago.
Well, there was a mix-up that time. They were going to go. I think he wanted option left. He must have called option right because everyone ran the option right, which is the short side of the field. More often than not, you're running that option to the big side of the field. And everyone went right. Warnke went left, and he was kind of left hanging. A nice job by the Arrowhead defense to wrap up and make the tackle.
First quarter rushing numbers, Mukwonago 115 yards, Arrowhead 9. Warnke, option left, pitches to Verts. Verts gets it up past the 45 to the 40. He keeps flipping to the 35, to the 30, to the 25, to the 20, to the 15, to the 5, to the 10. Touchdown, Nick Verts!
And the big block that time, Bill, you want to know why he gets the touchdown, not only the hard run, but that time a downfield block by number, I think it was 67 for Mukwonago, and I don't know his name here. Kaplan, downfield block on the defender, number 10, Jeff Wink. He put him on the ground, did not let him get up, therefore he had the wide open lane to go the rest of the way.
Well, another big play was a 45-yard run for Nick Verts, makes it 13-0. Corey Lobdell with the kick. It's up and it's good. And the Mukwonago Indians, on 2 big plays by their offensive stars, lead this one 14-0 over Arrowhead with just exactly 10 minutes to go here in the second quarter.
Coming up at the conclusion of this ball game today, Ball 4 Sports Memorabilia Showcase at 9 o'clock. NASCAR Live at 10, and Racing Roundup with Jim Trado coming up at 11. We'll get to the races and the rest of the Saturday programming a little bit later on today.
Mukwonago scores on the first offensive play of the game, a 72-yard scamper by quarterback Joe Sinnott. Now they score on a 45-yard run by running back Nick Verts. They lead this thing 14-0, 10 minutes to go in the second. Corey Lobdell to kick off for Mukwonago. Tarkowski, Borchert, and Mortensen deep for Arrowhead. It goes once again to Tarkowski, who gets it at the 5. He fumbles it at the 5, picks it up, and he meets some defenders at about the 15, works his way out to about the 16-yard line. Tackled on the play, Kevin Deering in on the play for Mukwonago, also in on the play, number 20, Corey Lobdell, the kicker. We do have a flag on the play, and it's in the area of illegal use of hands or illegal block. We do have an illegal block below the waist against Arrowhead.
Well, and that's the last thing that Arrowhead could afford right now would be put farther back in their own territory, especially with a 14-point hill to climb already. They're going to have to play if they want to get back in this ball game with complete abandonment of their offense. They're not a team that throws the football traditionally. Tonight they're going to have to go deep and go deep a lot and hope that they can catch the football, because right now at 14 points, the way their offense has been playing, that is an insurmountable lead for Arrowhead at this point.
And there's 92 yards and a good Mukwonago defense between them and the promised land right now, Tom. 1st and 10, the ball moved all the way back to their own 8. Matt Ward comes out once again as the quarterback. Borchert and Mortensen behind him as the setbacks. Ward drops back to pass. He throws it out to O'Connell. O'Connell catches it at about the 13. He's run out of bounds at about the 15-yard line, tackled on the play by John Rebholz. Again, Tom Taraska continues to go to the air uncharacteristically. He finally had some limited success actually completing a pass.
Well, and they have to. There's no question. They have to play out of their normal standard, which is run the football in the wing tee, because they have got to score some points to get some yards if they want to get back in this ball game. They can't go into halftime down 14-0. They've got to score some kind of points and hold a sustained drive.
Gain of about 6 on the play, 2nd and 4 out just inside the 15. Ward back to pass again. He's pressured, and he's going down. Brent Radabicki in there from his nose guard spot. Also in there, and it looks like he's a little bit banged up, Craig Smith, number 55. And Ward came back, rolled a little bit to his left on that play, got no help at all from his offensive line.
No, he tried to find a receiver. He had a guy floating out from the backfield, but good coverage by Mukwonago, not allowing Ward to throw the football. And at that point, what can you do when you're at the mercy of 14 points? I mean, right now, Mukwonago can pin their ears back and just play pass defense football.
3rd down and 9. Ball at the 10-yard line. He drops back to pass again, and he overthrows Aaron Nye. Nye takes a little shot at the end there by Mike Pronold. Again, they tried to throw it about a 20-yard pass to the right-hand side, and it just looked like a floating duck out there, Tommy.
Well, and the wheels could come off right now, Bill. I mean, you got Arrowhead deep in their own position, in their own territory, having to punt the football to a Mukwonago team that offensively has just been going crazy.
McDonald back to punt again. Nice punt. Richard Faber takes it at his own 46, out past midfield, down to the Arrowhead 45, and he'll be brought down at about the 44-yard line. 62 on the play for Hartland Arrowhead. That was Clint Greenbaum. No relation to 60s rock and roll icon Norman Greenbaum. We'll have 1st down now for Mukwonago, and they'll get it at the Arrowhead 44.
Wasn't it the Spirit in the Sky?
That was the Spirit in the Sky.
I know my 60s music trivia, I'll tell
Our
you
executive producer over here, Tony Curro, was all over that, just in case you didn't know that. Tony's kind of starting to look like NBA Commissioner David Stern.
I think he is David Stern.
Very distinguished with that beard. 1st and 10, Bill Warnke still the quarterback for Mukwonago. Rebholz in motion, coming toward the left. Fake handoff, and the pass down the outside to Faber. Faber's got it. He's going to take it in for a touchdown. Richard Faber caught that ball from Bill Warnke at the 15. He broke a tackle and took it into the end zone. And Mukwonago and Keith Hensler going in for the kill here big time. You don't expect Bill Warnke to throw the ball. Bill Warnke's a tailback by trade. The backup quarterback, he dropped back and threw a dart to Faber at the 15, and he took it in.
Right over the shoulder of Rob Melberth, who really had good coverage. He just never turned around. And now, you're right, you don't expect the backup quarterback who's running it to throw the pass. But he threw a dart, and Melberth turns around. He might make that play, but he never turned around. You got to give Faber. That's a good catch.
Corey Lobdell on once again for the extra point. The kick is up, and it's good. 8:39 now to go here in the second quarter. Mukwonago, surprisingly, once again, a 21-0 lead over Hartland Arrowhead. Want to acknowledge our officials for tonight's game. The referee is Neil Bruner. The umpire, Fred Honkamp. Head linesman, Walt Lopez. The line judge, our friend Patrick Miles. And the back judge, Bruce Sarbaugh. Things are getting ugly here at Mukwonago for Hartland Arrowhead. The Warhawks trail 21-0. Only a couple minutes into the second quarter. Big plays have been the story for the Indians. Lobdell, the kickoff. And it once again goes to, no, that's not Tarkowski back this time. That is Mortensen. Mortensen takes it out past his 20 and out to the 25-yard line. Tackled on the play by Craig Smith, number 55. Big plays, Tom, have been the story for Mukwonago.
Well, and if you're Mukwonago, I mean, you've got to feel very, very good, obviously, offensively and defensively. Right now, if you're the Mukwonago defense, you just pin your ears back, Bill. Arrowhead has shown nothing offensively tonight. Now, they made a switch at quarterback? I believe they have. I think Nye's back at quarterback.
Aaron Nye, the guy we expected to start at quarterback, is the quarterback now. The running backs remain the same, Mortensen, Borchard, and Tarkowski. Nye takes it on the option, tries to take it between right and left right tackle and right guard. Limited success there, a gain of about 5 on the play. Tackled by Radabicki, who seems to be all over the field once again. It impresses me the way that the interior linemen for Mukwonago move laterally so well.
Well, honestly, they haven't had to move that lateral tonight because they've just been going straight ahead. They're not getting anyone to stop them from going straight ahead. And a switch here at quarterback. Nye is going to add more mobility to the quarterback spot. Watch for more option. I think Arrowhead is going to try and slow this Mukwonago team down.
Mortensen in motion on 2nd and 5. The fake handoff. Now a little swing pass to Tarkowski. Tarkowski takes it out past the 35-yard line, and he's going to be close to a first down. I think they're going to have a first down. Tackled on the play by Jeff Galden. The defensive end all the way out there to defend the swing pass. That's going to be a first down for Tom Taraska's Arrowhead Warhawks.
If I'm not mistaken, and I could be wrong here, but I believe it's only their second first down of the night. One on the deep pass to Mortensen, and now this one.
1st and 10, ball at the 38-yard line, their own 38. They trail 21-0. Aaron Nye in at quarterback. He hands off up the middle to his fullback, Borchert, and Borchert is going to get maybe 2 yards on that play. Tackled in the middle. I think it was Craig Smith on the tackle, number 54. Let's just check that number once again. No, that is number 54. You're right, Tom. I'm sorry. Ruben Fote in the game.
Guys getting some playing time that not the starters because of the fact they have the 21-point cushion, Bill.
2nd down and 8. Ball at the 39 as we go under 7 minutes to go here in the first half. Nye fakes the handoff to the fullback. Now he pitches to Tarkowski. Tarkowski gets it out past the 45, out to the 46. They're going to have 3rd and short. Kevin Deering, number 11, the tackle on the play for Mukwonago. And I don't think it's too early. I don't think it's time for Tom Taraska to abandon the run. You got to dance with the date that brung you, Tommy, and that's the date that brung them.
Well, and I thought they would have come out this way, Bill. They're showing some success. You've got some good running backs, and this Nye kid is a guy that can move up and down the line. He's a guy that runs the option well for them, and I'm surprised they came out that way and find themselves down 21 points. You're right. They've got a running game. They got to run with it. Otherwise, they're going to be in some deep trouble.
3rd and 2, Mortensen in motion. The fake handoff, now a deep pass from Nye, and that's off the hands of the intended receiver. It would have been a first down. Number 84 is Ryan Zeroni. That was a pass at about the 45-yard line of Mukwonago off to the right. Just went off the hands of Zeroni.
Yeah, he had Sean Fortman, the linebacker, beat out there. That was a very good pass by Nye. I mean, he's showing some touch, something that he's learned since the Waukesha South game, but you've got to catch that football. When you're down 21 points, you've got to catch that football.
4th and 2, and the Arrowhead Warhawks punting. You surprised at all here, Tom?
No.
McDonald booms another one back to Faber. Faber driven back all the way to his 15, out to the 20. He takes it now to the 25. He dances and darts to the 30. He gets it out now to the 35, to the 40, and out to the 45-yard line. What a great return by Richard Faber. Again, he never gave up. And really, I mean, looked kind of Barry Sanders-esque the way he was dancing around in there.
He's got great foot speed. He's very quick, Bill, and he showed it right there. You're right. He was dancing around. Problem is, he carries that ball like that loaf of bread. He's going to get that thing knocked away one of these days. When you got 21-point lead, you got to make sure you hold on to the football.
1st and 10 for Mukwonago. Under 6 minutes now to go here in the second quarter.
Don't forget the Afternoon Sports Exchange with Bill Johnson and Matt Marchese every weekday at 2 o'clock. That's every weekday, 2 o'clock, the Afternoon Sports Exchange.
Ready to go here, 1st and 10. Bill Warnke brings up the Mukwonago Indians, ball at the 45-yard line. He pitches going out to the left of Verts. Verts takes it out past the 45, out past midfield, and he'll go out of bounds at about the 48-yard line of Hartland Arrowhead. Nice gain on the play, tackled by Ryan Johnson, number 28 for Arrowhead.
That time just a quick pitch trying to use their speed to get outside on Arrowhead, and did a nice job doing it. They pinned down the quarter and they got outside.
2nd down 4, ball at the Arrowhead 48. Mukwonago going in for the kill, leading already 21-0 as we approach 5:15 to go here in the second quarter. Warnke, option left. The pitch to Verts. Verts at midfield. He's surrounded by Arrowhead players, but he gets it out to the 45 and all the way down to the 43-yard line. Nice job by Nick Verts there to avoid a loss and actually have a nice pickup for the first down.
That time, number 10, Jeff Wink for Arrowhead, over-pursued. And you're right, a nice job by Verts to be able to stop and pull back and make the defender over-pursue because he was stopped in his tracks. He was able to cut back and get the first down.
1st and 10 now, ball at the Arrowhead 43-yard line for Mukwonago. Bill Warnke once again doing a nice job in the relief role at quarterback. Warnke, handoff up the middle to Verts. Verts to the 40. Verts down to the 35. He's finally brought down at the 33-yard line. Tackled on the play by Wink, number 10. Also, Chris O'Connor in on it. And that's where they had success last week against Waukesha South, was up the middle. And they go back to it now. Haven't seen them go to Kaplan the way they did last week. but Verts has actually had a good deal of success up the middle.
Like I said, when you run a wishbone offense like this, you got 3-4 guys who can run the football. One guy's going to step up, and the other two guys might be quiet, but as long as you find success somewhere, you're going to keep going to that until they shut it down. And right now, the Mukwonago offensive line is blowing the front 4 or 5 of Arrowhead off the line of scrimmage.
Second down now, inches to go for Mukwonago. Ball at the 30, just outside the 33-yard line of Hartland Arrowhead. Bill Warnke, after talking to his coach, Keith Hensler, brings the Indians up in a 3-back set. Kaplan the fullback, with Pleckelman this time, and John Rebholz. Nick Burt's getting a little break. Second and short, Rebholz in motion. The fake handoff to Rebholz. Warnke back to pass. Warnke's going to go deep and into the end zone. Josh Mock was open, but Warnke overthrew him on that play. Boy, Warnke can really air it out for a guy that's a running back. He threw that ball from the 35-yard line, and that went out of the end zone on a fly.
That was a 45-yard pass going across his body. That was not going across his body, but running to the left. He's a right arm throwing quarterback. That's one heck of a pass. And if you're Rob Melberth right now, you got to be breathing a big sigh of relief, because you're right. Josh Mock was behind him by 3 or 4 steps. If that pass is there, it's 27-0.
Again, the backfield is Kaplan, the fullback, Pleckelman, and Rebholz, the tailbacks, on third and very short. The handoff to the fullback. No, it's the fake. Warnke's got it, and I don't think Warnke got the first down, though. Nice job by the Arrowhead defense on that play. It almost looked like Warnke took the ball out of Kaplan's stomach when he realized he was going to get stuffed.
That was a great job by Mike Murray, number 54, who shot the gap, and you're right, made the initial contact, which made them second guess, and they're short of the first down.
It's going to be fourth and very short. Josh Mock looks to have a little injury for Mukwonago. Boy, this game taking its toll on the Mukwonago Indians as they lose Joe Sinnott again after he had that electrifying play in the first quarter, and now it looks like Josh Mock is a little bit dinged up. Fourth down and very short. The Indians are going to go for it. Rebholz comes to the wing on the right. Verts is back in the game along with Kaplan, the fullback. Now Rebholz in motion. The handoff is to Rebholz. He's got the first down. He gets it down to about the 31-yard line. Nice play there by John Rebholz. Tackled on the play, Jeff Wink comes up from the secondary. I guess that's a symptom of things, Tommy. The secondary making a play on short yardage like that, you want your defensive linemen to have more of a presence.
Well, you do. You're right. But in that kind of play where you're just throwing, because you know that they're not going to throw the football. They're going to run the football on that. And you have to bring everybody. And luckily, Wink was able to wrap up. Otherwise, they had some wide open green ahead of them.
Another first down, though, for Mukwonago. Ball at the 31-yard line. And they tried to run the option there, but it was a nice play. Is that Kutnik?
That was Kutnik,
number 98. He walked off a little bit earlier, but he's back into the game, and he busted that play up quick. He came right up the middle, didn't get blocked. Warnke tried to run the option and got stuffed.
Well, and if you're Arrowhead, you got to play like that. You've got to look for a turnover. You've got to play with abandonment, because right now you got nothing to lose. You're down 21 points. You got nothing to lose. If they score another 7 on you, it's not going to mean much more, because 21 points is 21 points. So if you're Arrowhead, you got to play like that. Mukwonago's got to watch for that as they start bringing linebackers and blitz a little bit more.
Loss of 3 for Warnke, 2nd and 13. He pitches around the right side to Verts. Verts gets it up to the 30, now to the 25, down to the 20. They're going to mark Nick Verts at about the 19-yard line. He'll get is that the 19 or that's at the 19-yard line. That'll be another first down. Clint Greenbaum on the play. That's a pickup of about 15 yards for Nick Verts.
Well, on the flip side, I was going to say, if you're Arrowhead and you bring everybody like that, Bill Mukwonago, if they find a hole like that, can find big creases because of the fact that guys are going to be out of position defensively. So that time, a nice job by Verts to find the crease and hit it hard.
We approach 2 minutes to go here in the second quarter. 1st and 10, Mukwonago, ball at the 19. They lead 21-0. Verts the handoff up the middle, gets it down to the 15, kicks it outside to the 10, gets down to about the 8-yard line. He's brought down on the play by Melberth, number 21. Nick Verts kicked it up the middle, got a nice gain, then saw an opening to the outside, turned it into another first down for Mukwonago.
Well, and Kutnik there to make the initial hit, but didn't wrap up. And you're right, Burks is pumping the legs. And for such a small guy, he's just keeping his legs pumping and running through tackles. And you got to give him a lot of credit because he's making a lot of this happen on his own.
Give Burks credit on that one for a 17-yard gain. He gets it down to the 6. First and goal for Mukwonago. Warnke fakes the handoff to the fullback, and he'll take it in for the touchdown. 6-yard touchdown run for Bill Warnke. Nice fake on the play to Brian Kaplan, and Warnke danced in untouched. 27-0 now with 1:36 to go, and the floodgates have opened on Hartland Arrowhead here, Tom.
Yeah, they are totally guessing defensively right now. That was a great sell by Warnke. Everyone thought Kaplan had the football. I thought Kaplan had the football. They smacked Kaplan. The problem is Warnke's hit the football. He walks in untouched. And they're guessing. I mean, right now that's what Arrowhead's defense doing is they're guessing. And when the bone is working as good as it is tonight, that's what happens.
Lobdell, perfect on all 4 of his extra points. 1:36 to go here in the first half. It's the host Mukwonago Indians 28, Hartland Arrowhead nothing.
Fabulous Sports Babe joins us every weekday at 9 o'clock. Again, it's Fabulous Sports Babe every weekday 9 o'clock after First Sports with Scott and myself, 9 a.m. weekdays.
You know, we joked about that restraining order with you, Tom, with Hartland Arrowhead. They're not going to let us cover their games anymore if it keeps going like this.
At least not me. Maybe they'll allow you on, but I don't think they're going to allow me back in.
Lobdell, the kick deep to Mortensen. Mortensen gets it at the 5, takes it out to the 20, out to the 25. He keeps going to the 30. And Sean Mortensen gets the ball out to about the 34-yard line. It comes loose, but he was already down. Gutsy return by Sean Mortensen. He's not giving up.
Oh, and you can't give up. I mean, yeah, you know, it's coming down the end of the season. You're on the road. You're getting your tails handed to you. The $1:25 left in the first half, but you can't give up. You still got time to. I mean, Arrowhead's still going to be playing here as this season goes on. They're not done. They're far away from done. And they can't give up. That's not part of the game.
Hartland Arrowhead with a real tough challenge coming next week, too, as they take on Catholic Memorial, the only, as far as we know, the only undefeated team in the Classic 8.
Another switch.
Matt Ward is back at quarterback now with Nye going back out to the receiver spot, and he tries to hit Nye on the left side with about a 5-yard turnaround play. And again, bad pass.
I will tell you this, Bill. For the most part, when Ward's been in there have been wide receivers that have been open. A lot of the time, these short 5-6 yard routes, but Ward is having one heck of a time delivering the football to these guys. The couple times that he has sort of passed in the vicinity, they made big plays. Problem is, you got to make those more than 1 or 2 times out of every 10 passes.
Matt Ward, only a junior. Aaron Nye, the other quarterback, only a sophomore. 2nd down and 10. Ball at the 33. Ward drops back to pass again. He's going deep. He's looking for Nye, and actually, Nye turned into a defender there. He thought Brad Baker was going to pick that one off because Aaron Nye never had a chance to catch that ball.
No, Nye about 5'9", 5'10", and that ball was thrown to Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. But, you know, it's better thrown there than it's thrown into a defender's arm. Problem is, Bill, when you do this, when you go 3 and out like this and you stop the clock every time you throw the football, if you're Arrowhead, it's more time that your defense, which has already been on the field a lot, has to go back on the defense. And boy, I just don't realize or understand what's going on here.
Ward on 3rd and 10. In motion, Mortensen. The fake to Mortensen. Actually, there was a handoff to the fullback, Borchard. Damn option teams. Borchard takes the ball out to about the 37 or 38 yard line. It's going to be 4th down, and the punt team comes on for Arrowhead.
Well, and that's my whole point. I mean, you ran off 30 seconds, and you're going to give the ball back to Mukwonago. You're down 28 points. I just don't understand it, Bill.
Mike Pronold back to receive this punt, giving Faber a little break. McDonald, who's boomed the ball so far tonight, with another nice punt. Fair catch signaled for and taken by Mike Pronold at the 28-yard line. That's where the Indians will take over with 36 seconds left here in the first half. 1st and 10 here for Bill Warnke and the Mukwonago Indian offense. 36 seconds to go in the first half. They lead by 4 touchdowns. Warnke will hand off to the fullback. That's Kaplan. Kaplan gets it out past the 30 to about the 31-yard line. Tackled on the play by Mark Meisel. It's been all Mukwonago Indians in this first half. as the clock winds down now. 17, 16, 15. I think they're just going to let it run out here, Tom, in the first half.
I would think so.
Mercifully for the for the Hartland Arrowhead Warhawks. That'll do it for the first half. With the score, Mukwonago 28 and Hartland Arrowhead nothing. We'll be back for the halftime show after this. You're listening to the Classic 8 Waukesha County High School Football Game of the Week, brought to you in part by American Family Insurance in Waukesha. Call Bill Hamilton and Nancy Paquette, and by the Meineke Muffler Shop on Highway 164, a half mile south of Highway 18 in Waukesha, on Sports Radio 1510 AM WAUK. Welcome back to the football field at Mukwonago High School for the Classic 8 High School Football Game of the Week between Arrowhead and Mukwonago. Mukwonago dominating, up 28-0 here at the half. We are, of course, brought to you by American Family Insurance in Waukesha and by the Meineke Muffler Shop on Highway 164, a half mile south of Highway 18 in Waukesha, on Sports Radio 1510 AM WAUK. And Tom, I'll tell you, as an Arrowhead alum, for one thing, they're not going to let you come to any more of the games, but you got to look at this team, and really, in the Classic 8, the way that it's set up, you got the top four and the bottom four. The top four being Arrowhead, Mukwonago, Waukesha South, and Catholic Memorial. In their first test against one of those top four teams, Arrowhead failed miserably against Waukesha South. This their second test, and they're not doing much better tonight against Mukwonago, down by 4 touchdowns at the half.
No, and very uncharacteristic of Arrowhead is, again, sloppy tackling tonight. And one thing that I guess we don't have an answer on, we'll never have an answer unless we find out from the coaching staff after the game, but coming out throwing the football, not Arrowhead style of football. They run the football. They have success running the football. Tonight they come out and throw the football. It's been a very interesting night from Arrowhead's perspective, but I guess what you got to look at, though, and you got to give a lot of credit to Mukwonago. They've come out, first play of the game, they go 70-some-odd yards for a touchdown. They lose their quarterback. They bring Warnke back in as the second-string quarterback. He comes in and drives it for 3 touchdowns, including a 44-yard pass. That was a beautiful thrown pass. I mean, you got to give Mukwonago a heck of a lot of credit. This team is really good. They've dominated line of scrimmage. They made the plays when they had to. They've lost guys to nicks and bruises, but they've kept on going on. I got some numbers for you that they're just staggering at this point. If my math is all right, and it's usually bad, but I'll try and add this up. 324 yards rushing for Mukwonago. And
Those are
44
Nebraska-like
yards,
numbers.
44 yards through the air. That's a total of 368, again, if my math is correct. Arrowhead, on the other hand, 20 yards rushing and 40 yards receiving. A whopping 60 yards offense for Arrowhead, and you just don't win ball games like that. Couple things to look at. First of all, with those 324-yard rushing yards, you know that Arrowhead's defense is on the field a lot, and they've been there. And, you know, that's part of the game, but if you're Arrowhead's offense, you've got to take some responsibility for what's going on right now, for the simple fact is you can't give these guys any rest, and you're putting a very explosive Mukwonago team back on the field. I just don't understand from Arrowhead's perspective what the game plan coming in tonight was offensively, because the one drive that they had limited success moving the football, getting a couple first downs, was when they had Nye at quarterback and they ran their game plan.
Right.
I just don't get it, Bill.
I think they abandoned. Well, it seems to me they abandoned the run coming in tonight, and I just don't understand that. The run has been the strength of this Hartland Arrowhead team ever since Tom Taraska took over. They came out throwing the ball right away, and they're just not good at throwing the football. Just going over the scoring plays, first quarter, we mentioned on the first offensive play of the game, Joe Sinnott, the quarterback for Mukwonago, takes it around the left side on the option, goes untouched, 72 yards for a touchdown to make it 7-0. That's how the first quarter would end. Sinnott would get injured trying to go for a first down. It looks to be some kind of lower back injury. They're icing it down. Bill Warnke comes in, and Bill Warnke, an able replacement. The next touchdown, of course, came on Nick Verts, a 45-yard burst. He takes it in to make the score 14-0. Then Warnke on a nice fake to the fullback Brian Kaplan, which has been the key to their offense all night. I don't know that they've handed the ball to Kaplan more than once or twice, but Arrowhead has been all over that fake. They did it again. Nice fake by Warnke, and he throws a dart down the left-hand side to Richard Faber. Faber gets it at about the 15 and scampers in for a touchdown to make it 21-0. Then the longest drive of the evening for Mukwonago. They pick the ball up at about their own 40-yard line, take it all the way down to the 6, and that's where Warnke takes it in himself on the option around left end to make it 28-0.
A couple comparisons for you as a listener out there. The touchdown pass to Faber was much like the Evans or the pass last night in the Detroit game on Thursday night, where Charlie Batch threw it to Crowell, and you had Sharper right on him, but it was a great catch. That's exactly the kind of pass and catch it was. And the fake that Warnke did down on the goal line to Kaplan, take the ball in, just like Charlie Batch at the end of the first half, fakes the handoff, hides the ball behind his back. He didn't throw the football, but he ran in. It's a great play by Warnke.
We'll be back to start the second half of the Classic 8 football game of the week. Again, at halftime, the score, Mukwonago 28, Arrowhead nothing. We'll return on Sports Radio 1510 AM WAUK. From the football field at Mukwonago High School, we're ready to start the third quarter of action here in the Classic 8 high school football game of the week on Sports Radio 1510 AM WAUK. Brought to you by American Family Insurance in Waukesha. Call Bill Hamilton and Nancy Paquette and the Meineke Muffler Shop on Highway 164, a half-mile south of Highway 18 in Waukesha. Corey Lobdell set to kick off for the Mukwonago Indians. They lead 28-0 over Hartland Arrowhead. Sean Mortensen gets it at about the 3, out past the 10, out to the 20, out to the 25.
Whoa!
He is nailed at the 28-yard line. Is that Dolanzek? Dolanzek, my goodness. Dolanzek hit him at about chest level and took his cleats out from under him.
Well, he's hurt.
Mortensen had a good head of steam. I'll tell you, Dolanzek won that battle.
Yeah, he did a nice job by Mortensen and a nice return. Really trying to spark something there for Arrowhead. He beats Dolanzek. He goes the entire way for a touchdown, but unfortunately for him, Dolanzek had a full head of steam as well, and he won the battle. Right now, Mortensen's still on the ground. He's got the wind knocked out of him. I'd like to thank once again both Mukwonago and Hartland Arrowhead for their help in the production of this broadcast. Without their help, we would not be able to get this done. And once again, thank you very much to both schools participating and to all the schools who have helped us out along the way. Once again, thank you.
Sean Mortensen looked like he got the wind knocked out of him. He trotted off the field under his own power. Wow, what an amazing hit by David Dolanzek to open up the second half. 1st and 10 now for Arrowhead. Ball at their own 29-yard line. Aaron Nye will be the quarterback. O'Connell comes out to the left. In motion is Tarkowski. And the handoff goes to Tarkowski. And he gets it out to about the 30. Just a gain of 1 on that play. Wow, you talk about setting the tone for Mukwonago. They've done something at the beginning of each half, Tom, to get the team and the crowd here jacked up. They did it again. Great hit by Dolanzek.
Well, and not only do you get the crowd jacked up, but in the same sense, you've also get the wind knocked out of the sails and other things for Arrowhead.
O'Connell this time to his right. Nye on 2nd and 9. Nye, the option, and he'll pitch to 23, and that's O'Connor, and O'Connor is stopped for a loss of about 3 yards. 26, John Rebholz on the play. Rebholz read that option the whole way, stuck with O'Connor, and nailed O'Connor for a loss of, the loss of about 2 yards. We'll call it 3rd down and 11 now.
One thing that happens when you are a wishbone option team, every day in practice, you practice against the wishbone, the option. Every day you go out there, you practice against that. Mukwonago is showing very good patience, very good heady football by staying in their lanes. That time, Rebels just followed his man and made the play.
The wind picking up a little bit here at the Mukwonago football field on 3rd and 11. Whistles, flags all over the place. The penalty pushes the ball out to the 33-yard line. Geez, I feel like I'm in a battle between Marcel Marceau and Marcel Marceau here. 3rd and 6. Nye drops back to pass. Gets it out to Tarkowski. Tarkowski out past the 35 to the 38-yard line. He's not going to have enough for the first down. He's knocked out by Josh Mock on the play. It'll be 4th down and 6. No, it's not going to be 4th and 6.
4th and 3.
4th and 3, of course.
There we go.
Have you lost your mind?
Have you lost your mind, man?
McDonald back to punt for Arrowhead. Richard Faber made a couple exciting plays in the first half. He'll return it for Mukwonago. Faber under it. He gets it at about his own 32 to the 35 to the 40. Works his way out past the 40 into the 43-yard line. Tackled on the play by number 46. And that's Phil Dolashell. 1st and 10 now for Mukwonago.
Want to make sure you tune into First Sports every weekday morning at 6 o'clock. Scott Abley and myself. That's every weekday morning, 6 a.m. First Sports with me and Scott.
Bill Warnke gets the ball back again for Mukwonago. 10:05 to go here in the third quarter. They lead 28-0. Rebholz in motion to the left. The handoff to Wirtz. Wirtz at the 45 to the 50. Wirtz takes it around the left end of the 45 to the 40 to the 30 to the 25, and he's brought down just outside the 20-yard line. That's Rod Melberth, but there's a flag on the play, and it looks like this one's going to come back. Another big play for Mukwonago. Nick Wirtz seems to have an extra spring in his step tonight, but I think we're going to get a hold.
Yeah, and you know what? Another broken play by Mukwonago that goes for positive yards. That time the handoff was not clean. I mean, the play was not broken, I should say, but it was not a very clean play. The handoff almost got loose, and Wirtz had a nice job, first of all, to hold on to the football, but then to find the crease and really hit it. A nice job that time, though, by Rob Melberth to save the touchdown. He's been picked on tonight for a few passes, had a few tackles that have not been complete tackles. That time he's able to stop the touchdown. Again, had the flag not been there, otherwise it's a touchdown.
All right, so after the penalty,
it was holding downfield.
It was downfield. Now, is it going to be first down or second down?
First down and about 8.
Okay. Ball is at the 46-yard line of Mukwonago. Faber comes out to the right. Rebholz the wing on the right side. Warnke, the quarterback, fakes the handoff. The pitch is up to Mock. Josh Mock caught it at about the 45-yard line of Arrowhead, and he bulls his way down to about the 43-yard line.
They don't use Mock very often offensively, but when they do, he's a big target to hit, and they can really hit him. And that time they find him right, quick 2-step drop. He takes a couple steps right into the middle of the linebacking area, and they hit him with a pass.
1st and 10 now. Ball at the 42-yard line of Hartland Arrowhead. Mukwonago, 4-touchdown lead. Warnke fakes the handoff. He goes option right. He pitches to Wirtz, and Wirtz doesn't get much, and it's a fumble. Wirtz fumbled, and they're going to give the ball to Arrowhead. Boy, it looked like he might have let that one go after he was down on the ground, but they are going to give possession to Hartland Arrowhead.
Guess who?
It was Cliff Kutnick, number 98.
His second one of the game.
He's been all over the place for them. All right, it is 1st and 10 now. Hartland Arrowhead. Nye, the quarterback, the fake handoff. He drops back to pass, stumbles a bit, chased by Radabicki, and that ball is not caught by Borchard. It went off of his hands. Looked like it was just about picked off by Kevin Deering.
And there's a flag on the play. It might be a late hit by Mukwonago, or again, it's in the area of holding or late hit on Mukwonago, one of the two. But now at that time, the right frame of mind to keep the ball to the last minute. They got was it a personal foul, late hit? It's going against Mukwonago, and right now Mukwonago has been Arrowhead's best offense this entire game. Give him 15 yards here.
Wow. Big play for Hartland Arrowhead. Let's see if they can use this and get some momentum, because they really haven't been able to get any momentum with their offense. And they've had chances, a couple fumbles by the Mukwonago Indians tonight.
Yeah, it's not been a flawless game. And when they look at the tape come tomorrow morning, you know, Coach Henser's not going to be completely happy with this game because, again, 2 fumbles and a couple of dumb penalties.
Tarkowski gets the handoff from Nye, goes past the 45, bounces out to the 40, and he's run out of bounds at about the 35-yard line. Dolanzek comes over and makes the tackle. And it looks like Ben Tarkowski might have hurt himself on that play as he limps back to the huddle, but he looks like he's going to continue. Nice run by Tarkowski.
Tarkowski's a guy who can run the football. Again, his older brother, Jason Tarkowski, almost played professional football. He went into lacrosse and was a very good running back, very fast guy. This Tarkowski, Ben, not the same style of running back, more of a bruiser. But if you're Arrowhead, I mean, if you can score some points here, it's a huge lift.
First down, 10, ball at the Mukwonago 35-yard line. Nye drops back to pass. He's got O'Connell, but he threw it over the wrong shoulder. O'Connell was covered out there by Kevin Deering, but he was open. If Nye can put that over the correct shoulder, he's got a chance to get down inside the 10-yard line, maybe even score. But again, Arrowhead not comfortable throwing the football.
Yeah, that time, again, you mentioned Deering was beat that time. And it was a nice pass. Problem is, wrong shoulder. He throws on the inside shoulder. They probably go for 6 there. But as you mentioned, not used to throwing the football like this. And it's tough to all of a sudden turn that light on.
Second down and 10 at the 35. Nye drops straight back to pass. He's got O'Connell. O'Connell at the 30. And O'Connell gets down to about the 28-yard line. Tackled on the play by Deering was in on it. Also in on the play, Josh Mock. He seems to be in on every play.
Yeah, again, right now Arrowhead's doing a nice job. Something I thought they would come out and start the game with, of mixing it up with the run and the pass and not passing every time. And it's surprising it took an entire half for them to do that.
The handoff is to Mortensen back into the game. Mortensen takes it past the first down marker and down to about the 23-yard line. Nice run by Sean Mortensen as he came from the left halfback to his right, takes the handoff from Nye and gets the first down. They'll have it at about the 23. Brought down by David Dolanzek. And this is still the first-string defense for Mukwonago. Arrowhead getting their first real offensive momentum of the game.
Oh, absolutely. And they're doing a very good job. And Mukwonago maybe letting up a little bit here.
Same play. Mortensen takes it again around the right end and gets it up past the 20-yard line. They're going to mark that actually right about at the 20-yard line. Second down now and 6 yards to go from the 20.
I think we've mentioned this a few times. When it's drives like this, when our games are like this and the scores like this, and there's a drive like this by the team that's down, this is where the laps come into effect, Bill.
Actually, it's second down and 9, ball at the 23. Nye with some momentum. He drops back to pass. He's got O'Connell again, and O'Connell gets tackled just inside the 15 at the 14-yard line, tackled on the play by Kevin Deering. That's going to be very close to another first down.
About 2 yards shy. Maybe a yard and a half.
Third and short now for Hartland Arrowhead as they get their first real offensive momentum of the game. Ball marked at the 14-yard line. Just under 7 minutes to go here in the third. Arrowhead trailing 28-0. And the handoff is to the fullback, Borchard. He's got a seam up the middle. Touchdown, Chris Borchard. Nice play calling there by Taraska as Borchard takes it right up the middle. Actually, a nice read there by Aaron Nye on that option. Borchard takes it straight up the middle. 14-yard touchdown run. Actually, a 13-yard touchdown run. That's going to make it Mukwonago 28, Arrowhead 6. And this is encouraging for Hartland Arrowhead, Tom.
Well, you are pretty much out of the game by 28 points, but you know what? Weirder things have happened in high school football.
Jim Hoke's extra point is good. 6:50 to go. It's now Hartland Arrowhead trailing Mukwonago 28-7.
We once again like to thank all of our sponsors for the help of broadcast of this game. Without them, the broadcast of high school athletics would not be possible. Please call them and thank them for their support. And if you'd like to be a sponsor or a booster for Classic 8 football or basketball, give the Sports for Devil Play sales department a call, 544-6800.
Jim Hoke to kick off for Arrowhead, and we're closest to the Mukwonago sidelines. The Mukwonago staff none too happy with their players after giving up that touchdown. The onside kick attempt is recovered. That's number 12, Mike Malik. He gets on the onside kick for Mukwonago. The Indians will take over 1st and 10 at their own 40-yard line, just outside their own 40. not a very well executed onside kick, Tom.
Well, but actually, it was a good kick because it was nice, low, hard to the ground, and you hope that it bounces off one of the front line guys' hands. I mean, the odds of the onside kick being recovered, but you got to do it. At this point, if you're Arrowhead, you've got to do this and let your defense try and cause some more turnovers or stop Mukwonago's offense, which has been tough, but that's what they got to do.
Pleckelman in at the wing. The handoff is up the middle to Verts. Verts to the 45, and Verts gets it out to just inside the 50. We'll call it the 49-yard line, tackled on the play by Chris O'Connor. That's been a deadly play for Mukwonago, Tom, going straight up the middle tonight with Nick Verts.
And that's when Arrowhead starts to bring the linebackers to try and shut that down, and that's when you find a little dump pass out to one of the tight ends, or that's when you find him do the option. So if you're Arrowhead, you got to watch bringing the linebackers in at this point because you've been burned in the past tonight by doing that.
Second and short, ball just inside the 50-yard line.
Watch for the pass here.
Pleckelman is in at the wingback spot, and he goes wing left with Faber the split left. The handoff to the fullback Kaplan. Kaplan takes it across midfield, and that's about it, but I think Kaplan's going to have enough for the first down.
Yeah, he got just enough of the first down there. They're going to move the sticks by about a half a football, 98. Once again, Cliff Kutnick there for the stop. And if you're Arrowhead's defense, you got to say, look, guys, this is gut check time. You got nothing to lose here. Lay it on the line. Try and grab the football. But whatever you do, make sure you wrap up and tackle. If you hit, wrap up and tackle. Otherwise, you're going to find the running backs from Mukwonago, especially Verts, just taking the ball downfield.
Bill Warnke continues as the quarterback. First and 10 at the 48. The handoff to Pleckelman. Pleckelman to the 45. Pleckelman down to the 40. Pleckelman taken down at the 38-yard line of Hartland Arrowhead. Mike Murray on the tackle for Arrowhead, number 54. They seem to have an awful lot of depth at the running back position, Tom.
Well, and again, that's, when you're able to do a lot of – I want to use the word trickery. It's not trickery. It's your base offense. But when you have all the different options, it's tough to defend. And right now there's a counter option at time and a nice blocking by the offensive line to get in the hole.
Second down and very short. Less than a yard. Ball at the 39-yard line. Warnke fakes the handoff. It's another pass to Faber. Faber catches it over the middle at about the 28-yard line. He's tagged, but he hangs on to the football, and that's going to be another first down. Every time they drop back to pass, they've been successful. I'm really impressed with the way that Bill Warnke throws the football.
Yeah, that was a nice strike right to Faber. And again, he got drilled pretty good by number 10, Jeff Wink, and he held on to the football. That's good because he's holding it out there like a loaf of bread. Watch for him if he gets any more passes tonight. Watch that to maybe become a factor because he's holding out there pretty loose.
First and 10, Pleckelman in motion. And the handoff is to the fullback Kaplan, and Kaplan gets a gain of about 2 yards. He gets it up just inside, or just outside rather, the 25-yard line. Tackled on the play by Tim Johnson, number 52 for Hartland Arrowhead.
And Johnson was the first guy in the backfield, grabbed onto the legs, and I'll tell you what, that was a nice job by Kaplan for dragging two defenders for 2 yards.
Second down and 8. Kaplan inverts the running backs. The wing back once again is Pleckelman. Out to the left-hand side, Richard Faber. The quarterback, Bill Warnke, barks out the signals. Fakes the handoff to Kaplan. Tries to run the option. It's on the deck. Verts picks it up off the deck and gets it back to about the past the line of scrimmage, down to about the 25-yard line.
Maybe a gain of about 2. You're right. That was a big, big break for Mukwonago because if Arrowhead gets that ball back and they score, this is a whole new ball game. Right now, Mukwonago cannot afford to turn this over. They can give it up on downs because you could punt it or whatnot. It's 25 yards, looking at a 42-yard field goal. They don't get an advancement here, but they cannot just give the ball up without getting some attempt at some points.
Third and 7, ball now at the 25-yard line of Hartland Arrowhead. Warnke, the quarterback for Mukwonago, he pitches it out to the right to Verts. Verts takes it past the 25 down to about the 23-yard line. That's all he's going to get, and they'll have a fourth down. Nice play on that one by Chris O'Connor, number 23 for Hartland Arrowhead.
Well, we're looking at, 23-yard line, so you're looking at 33, about a 40-yard field goal. That's a pretty long field goal for high school. I think you're going to see Mukwonago try and go for the first down here. Which I'm surprised. I thought they would punt the football, Bill, to be honest with you, try and pin it back even farther, but they're going to go for it.
They're going to go for the jugular here on fourth down. They're calling it 4. That's about the longest 4 yards I've ever seen. It's more like 5. Same set. Warnke fakes the handoff, throws over the middle, and Pleckelman incomplete. There might have been some contact, but no call there. So it'll go over to Hartland Arrowhead on downs.
Interesting play, Bill. They've been running the ball with success all night long, especially to Virts. Why would you call that play? Especially now you stop the clock, you give Arrowhead the football back, and again, it took them about 4 minutes to score last drive, but they have 2 minutes 50 seconds. If they go down and score in this drive, you're talking 28-14. Again, still a far reach with only 1 quarter to go, but that's a lot of momentum swing, and I'm surprised they went with that play call.
Well, Mukwonago's been successful throwing the football, too. They haven't thrown it all that much. 1st and 10 for Arrowhead. The handoff is to Mortensen. Mortensen powers the ball to about the 25-yard line. He's going to pick up maybe 1.5 yards or 2 yards. Tackled on the play by Sean Fortman, number 45. Also Brent Radabicki in on it once again, the nose guard, number 76.
Yeah, Radabicki makes the initial contact, slows down the momentum of Mortensen, but that's a great job by Mortensen to keep his legs pumping and try and get something positive out of that. If you're Arrowhead, you got to call plays quicker than this.
Right.
You can't keep stalling. You got to have 4 or 5 plays ready to go.
Arrowhead comes out with O'Connell going to the right as the wide receiver. 3-back set, once again with Tarkowski, Borchard, and Mortensen. Nye, the quarterback. 2nd down. The handoff is inside to Borchard, and Borchard is stuffed. Borchard's going to lose yardage on that play. He's going to lose at least 1 yard on that play. Tackled in there by Josh Mock, number 31. And as we were talking, Josh Mock, a real stud, a real force on the defensive side of the football.
I'm really surprised at what Arrowhead is doing. If they really are trying to get back into this ball game, you've got to have quicker plays than this. You've got to have guys in and out of the huddle. And I know that there's only 1:34 left in the 3rd quarter, but you've got to play hurry-up offense. Don't forget, Afternoon Sports Exchange, Bill Johnson, Matt Marchese, every weekday, 2 o'clock.
3rd and 10 now for Arrowhead. Ball at their own 26-yard line. Nye drops back to pass. He's got Borchard. Borchard gets it at the 30, takes it up to the 35. He fumbles. That ball's free, and it's going to go to Mukwonago. Who got on it for Mukwonago? Is that Craig Smith, 55?
I can't see from here.
No, that was actually Brad Baker. Brad Baker, number 27, hopped on that fumble. He was darn close to getting the first down. Actually, he had first down yardage, did Borchard. Again, you mentioned the ball being carried like a loaf of bread. You were referring to favor of Mukwonago. Well, Borchard doing it there, and it cost him.
Well, that was also a great hit by Mukwonago. I'm not sure who made contact on it, but he really got a stick on Borchard. Borchard trying to get that extra yards, and really you've got to hold on to the football first.
Mukwonago gets the ball back, 1st and 10 at the Hartland Arrowhead 41. The handoff is to Rebholz, and Rebholz is stuffed up in the middle. He's not going to go anywhere. Nice job by the interior of the Arrowhead defense. Mizell on the tackle. Also number 74 in on it as well. That Adam Seifert, one of the newer entries into the game, I believe. That or we just haven't called his name all night. No,
we haven't called his name very often.
Called his name all night. Oops.
It's been a rough night for the interior line of Arrowhead, and you know what Mukwonago's doing right now is basically killing time, which is all they need to do.
That seemed like that was what Arrowhead was doing too. Warnke, the fake handoff. He's going to go deep again. This time he's not going to get Faber.
Well, and that time number 21, Rob Melberth, who had a really rough first half, he was right there on the coverage. He was able to turn around. And he saw what the game plan was there. In the first half, they got him for a touchdown. That I think that Coach Taraska and his position coach really went him at halftime and said, look, Rob, you got to step it up a little bit. You can't let this happen. We're down 28 points. And that time he did a nice job defending the football, and that ball was just nowhere to be caught.
3rd down 10 for Mukwonago. Ball at the 41-yard line of Hartland Arrowhead. Warnke drops back. He'll draw a play to Kaplan. Kaplan takes it down to the 35. He powers his way to the 34, just inside the 34-yard line, and they're still going to be short of the first down. Be interesting to see what Coach Hensler decides to do here. He didn't kick it away before.
And he's not going to kick it away again.
He's got a shorter distance to go. He's going to try and keep the football. I think he's got a lot of confidence in his defense.
Well, and not only that, but honestly, I guess what you look at is you're looking at too long for a field goal and too close for a punt.
That's going to do it for the 3rd quarter of play. After 3 quarters, the score, Mukwonago 28, Hartland Arrowhead 7. We'll be back for the 4th quarter after this. You're listening to the Classic 8 high school football game of the week on Sports Radio 1510 AM WAUK. Welcome back to the Waukesha County High School football game of the week. It's 4th down and 4. Verts takes it around the right end. He goes to the 20, down to the 15, down to the 10, to the 5. Touchdown, Nick Verts. 4th down and 4. Mukwonago goes for it, and they do the pitch to the outside. Arrowhead had the defense packed in. Verts takes it around right end, and he scores on that touchdown. A 34-yard blast for Verts.
Well, and Verts has been doing that all night. He has had an exceptional night running the football. He's not a big kid. He's a little small, little squirt. If you look at him, he's not very tall. He's not very big, but one thing he's doing is he's pumping his legs, and he's not letting guys tackle him on initial contact.
Well, every time we see this Mukwonago team, Corey Lobdell gets his work in, and he's doing it again tonight as he comes on for his 5th extra point. The snap is down. The kick is up. It's a high floater, and it's good. 11:51 to go here in the 4th. It is Mukwonago 35 and Arrowhead 7.
Rest of the lineup for this afternoon. Again, Ball 4 Sports Memorability Show coming up right after the ball game. 10 o'clock NASCAR Live, 11 o'clock Racing Roundup with Jim Trato. Then join in progress the CarQuest Auto Parts 250. That until about 2:30. Then after that, college football in the double play. Auburn at Florida. That is the rest of the day's lineup. And guess what? We get a treat tonight. You know, he talked about how I'm not going to be able to go back to Arrowhead. I think that Mukwonago is not going to allow me to do any more games for them because number 20, what's his name again?
Corey Lobdell.
Lobdell's leg's going to fall off. They're not going to allow us to do it anymore.
Our heroes in the game. You loved him against Kettle Moraine. You loved him against Waukesha South.
Oh, yeah.
Here he is, ladies and gentlemen, backup kicker for the Mukwonago Indians, Mike Major. See how much air Mike gets under this kickoff. It is a worm burner taken by the up man. So much dirt on that jersey, we can't actually see who it was.
I believe that was number 63.
Let's just see.
I think it was 63, which it would be Zach. Was it 63? Oh,
we'll
boy,
say
I
it was
can't
63. What the heck, Tom? I
Zach
thought it was
Holkever?
92, but
I can't tell. That was like, whoever it is, he had the dirtiest jersey for Arrowhead.
1st and 10 for Arrowhead. Ball out at their 48-yard line. Handoff is to Mortensen. He gets it past midfield down to the 45. Inside the 45 of Mukwonago. In on the hit, Radabicki. He seems to be in on every play. Also 76 in on it for, or actually 79, Galden in on it as well.
Yeah, this defense for Mukwonago has had one heck of a ball game tonight. They're really pursuing the football well. And it seems to me that Arrowhead has found some kind of rhythm. Problem is, Bill, they just found it into the 3rd quarter. They never started off doing this. And again, credit Mukwonago's defense for really doing the job.
The handoff to Tarkowski. Tarkowski takes it down past the 45, down to the 40. That'll be enough for a 1st down. He's brought down by Sean Fortman, 45. Also in on the play, number 26, John Rebholz. Rebholz gets up a little bit slowly. And Mukwonago may be winning on the scoreboard decisively, but they've had some guys with some dings in this game.
Yeah, a lot of nicks, a lot of cuts. I mean, Verts had to come out and get the elbow wrapped up because he had a big gash in his arm. A lot of guys with twisted ankles. I know number 12 is Michael Malik's down there. He's also dinged up. So a lot of guys get nicked up, which you don't want to see happen when you go to the playoffs.
Well, and of course, Joe Sinnott, the starting quarterback, went out with a what looked to be a lower rib cage injury. Nye drops back to pass on 1st down. It's a low one, but it's caught. Is that Jacob O'Connell out there?
I believe it is.
88, Jacob O'Connell with a nice grab. That'll be another 1st down for the Hartland Arrowhead Warhawks. Getting some momentum going in their passing game now, Tom, but it's a little bit late in the contest with under 11 minutes now to go here in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, and Nye actually showing a vast improvement from what we saw several weeks ago when they played Waukesha South at Arrowhead. When in that ball game, he couldn't get a pass off. So you got to give Nye a lot of credit for what he's been able to do on the practice field, improving his ball game as a passer.
The inside reverse goes to Mortensen. Mortensen takes it to about the 28-yard line. Mukwonago not fooled on that play. David Dolenzek with the tackle. And what they did, they handed it off to Tarkowski. Tarkowski with that inside reverse. You run out of the wing tee to Mortensen. But again, Dolenzek not fooled on that play. It'll be about 2nd down and 9.
The one impressive thing that really stands out tonight for me for Mukwonago has been the defense. Yeah, their offense has scored a lot of points, but it's been because of this defense really giving them good field position and making a lot of good plays.
2nd and 9. Ball at the 28-yard line. Nye, the handoff to the fullback, Borchert. Borchert up past the 25. He powers his way down to the 20-yard line. Nice job in there by Chris Borchert, number 25.
Well, and Mortensen got a little payback block that time. Mortensen was the lead blocker there. And number 27 for Mukwonago, Brad Baker, was not really paying attention to the lead blocker. And Mortensen that time said hello. And Baker's a little shaken up. He's not come up the field, but he's got a little ringing in the ears right now.
Cars starting to file out here at Mukwonago High School.
They've been doing it since halftime. There are a lot of people here tonight. This was a very good crowd when this game started.
3rd down and 1. Nye, the handoff to the fullback, Borchert. Borchert breaks it up the middle past the 15 and down to the 10-yard line. Brad Baker in on the tackle. Chris Borchert has run the ball very tough here in this second half.
Well, and this is a kid. We didn't call his number at all the first game we did with these guys. I'm talking about Arrowhead. And throughout the first half, I think we called his name about 3 times. He's really running the ball strong, and you like to see that. You're down by 28 points, yet these kids are not giving up at all.
1st and 10 now for Arrowhead, just under 9 minutes to go in the ball game. Nye, the handoff once again to his fullback, Borchert. And Borchert will pick up a couple yards on that one, setting up 2nd down.
Well, you got to give a lot of credit to the Arrowhead coaching staff for giving them the football back right away after losing that fumble on the last possession. But once again, I mean, you look at Mukwonago, they're out there right now. They have their first-string defense. And, yeah, I think, as strange as this may sound, you got to be a little bit concerned after what you were able to do the entire first 3 quarters of domination, that all of a sudden Arrowhead's able to come out and drive on you like this. Even though it's out of reach and the game's out of reach, you got to be a little bit concerned your defense is playing a little bit less than what they should be playing at.
Nye drops back. The pass is to Mortensen. Mortensen gets it at about the 10-yard line, takes it down inside the 5 to about the 3.
I think that's a first down. Is that a first down?
That should be a first down. I thought that.
You got to be a little shy.
3rd and real short, and they're going to mark that ball at the 4-yard line.
I think it's the 1-yard line.
Or is that the 1-yard line?
That's the 1-yard line.
Interesting angle here at Mukwonago. 3rd down and short. They can get a first down, but again, they are at the 1-yard line. Nye brings them up with O'Connell out wide to the right. Aaron Nye, the quarterback, takes it on the sneak over the right-hand side. Touchdown, Hartland Arrowhead. Aaron Nye credited with a 1-yard touchdown run. That makes the score Mukwonago 35, Hartland Arrowhead 13, with the extra point pending.
Well, and I got to imagine if you're Coach Taraska or Bob Larson, whoever designed that game plan for the first half of the game, I got to think you're wondering a little bit if we should have started a different style of offense. Again, not to say they would have won. Oh!
Hoke's extra point attempt is blocked.
Guess who?
Jeff Galden, who's had a fantastic game. Last week it was Brent Radovicki we were calling on every play. This time Galden comes in unaccosted, takes one in the mush for the team, and it's going to be 35-13, 7:27 to go here in the 4th.
Once again, we really appreciate the help of our sponsors. Without them, the broadcast of high school athletics would not be possible. Please call them and thank them for their support. And if you would like to be a booster or sponsor for the Classic 8 Game of the Week, call the Sports Radio Double Play Sales Department, 544-6800. Again, the football season wrapping up, but basketball season just around the corner.
Jim Hoke, the left footer to kick it off for Arrowhead. Actually, the right footer. He was kicking off from the left side. The onside attempt is recovered by Mukwonago. They've got the hands team on the field once again. And that time around it was... Who did catch that?
I think it was Major.
Was that Mike Major?
I think Mike Major got that ball.
Mike Major might be our player of the game. I'd like to see Mukwonago score once more just so we can see another one of those fine Mike Major kickoffs.
You know, it's not... Now, who's the kid we had in Memorial?
That was Jorge Benavente.
It's not Jorge Benavente, but it's close.
We'll get to see Jorge next week. 1st and 10. Warnke. Is that Warnke? No, that's Kevin Deering in now at quarterback for Mukwonago as we see some substitutions. Deering, the handoff up the middle. And the new fullback is Mike Daly, number 42. And Daly takes it for a gain of about 2 yards, 2nd down now and 8.
Again, not to finish what I was saying before, Bill, not to take anything away from this Mukwonago team, who really came out and dominated tonight. I mean, 100% credit goes to this football team. However, I wonder if you're the Arrowhead coaching staff, if you're not kicking yourself in the rear end a little bit about your game plan coming into this ball game.
Oh, wait a minute. They can't do that, I don't think. Bill Warnke just ran out there and gave him the play. I don't think that's legal.
No, that's legal. That's illegal, correct?
That can't be legal. Anyway, it's 2nd down and 8. Deering, the handoff to Pleckelman. Pleckelman gets the ball, and he'll gain maybe a yard. Not very much. Tackled on the play. Nice job by Cliff Kutnick. He's been all over the field for Tom Taraska tonight. Just an odd play there. It looked like Deering was going to come out of the game, and Warnke was going to re-enter. Warnke came out, talked to his troops, and ran back off the field, and I thought that was illegal.
Well, you know.
That's why I'm up here, I guess.
That's right. That's why we're not wearing these stripes.
3rd down and 7. Ball is at the 48-yard line of Hartland Arrowhead. In motion is Pleckelman. It's option to the left. Deering takes it past the 45 down to the 40. Kevin Deering gets it down to the 35-yard line. That'll be enough for a 1st down. Tackled on the play by Jeff Wink. And as we talked, a lot of depth here on this Mukwonago side. We got the opportunity to see them play against Kettle Moraine, and Kevin Deering got to play a considerable amount. And I thought he was pretty darn good. So they've actually got 3 guys that can play the quarterback position very well.
Well, what was interesting about that play was Arrowhead did a nice job of pinching the corner, but it just seemed like Deering put on an extra gear to get outside it and make the extra yards.
Number 91, Ben Clausen in right now as one of the backs. And the handoff is to Clausen, and he fumbles the football, and Hartland Arrowhead gets on top of it.
And that, you hate to see that not only as a player but as a coach. You're going, man, he just got into the ball game. You got to hold on to that football. And Clausen, a senior, you hate to see that. He gets his chance to play, and really on senior night, and you don't want to have that happen. Again, game pretty much out of reach at 35-13 with 5:33 left to go in the ball game, but man, you just hate that.
Fumble recovered by Ryan Johnson for Hartland Arrowhead. 5:33 to go. Arrowhead trails by 22. Nye remains the quarterback. In motion is Tarkowski. He gets it coming around the right-hand side to the 40, out to the 45, out to midfield. Finally brought down, and he fumbles the football, but it goes out of bounds. High school football, the ball is marked where it goes out of bounds, and that's at the 47-yard line of Mukwonago. Nice run by Ben Tarkowski. Nice stick in there, though, by John Rebholz, 26, that freed up the ball. Went out of bounds, luckily for Hartland Arrowhead.
Well, and the one thing that both these coaching staffs are going to look at and say, we cannot put the ball on the ground like this. I mean, this is just way too many fumbles. There have been about 6 balls on the ground.
1st and 10, ball at the 46-yard line. The give is again to Tarkowski. It's that inside reverse to Mortensen, and just about as much success as they had the last time. That goes nowhere. Stuffed by 31, Josh Mock.
Now, he read that one pretty good, Bill, and they tried it. Mortensen, I feel bad for him a couple times tonight. He's got a full head of steam going, but there's been a defender coming right at him with just the same amount of speed, and he's been knocked around pretty good tonight, and he's going to feel that tomorrow.
That is a good name to do play-by-play with. Josh Mock.
Are you mocking me?
2nd and 9. Ball at just inside the 45-yard line. Mortensen in motion. The handoff to the fullback, Borchert. Borchert gets it about a yard, call it 2, up to about the 43-yard line, tackled on the play. That was Jeff Galden, Brent Radabicki in there as well. And it's going to be 3rd down and 6 for the Warhawks.
Talk about a guy who's going to be sore. Borchert really giving his all the second half and running the ball hard right between the center and the guards, and he's been knocked around pretty good tonight. He's going to feel that tomorrow. And again, you like to see these players, everyone on both sides of the ball are playing hard right down to the end.
3rd and 6, in motion, Ben Tarkowski. The fake handoff by Nye. Lots of pass rush, and Nye gets creamed. Nye got nailed by Zach Burnett, number 58. The pocket just closed in on Aaron Nye, and so did Zach Burnett.
Yeah, they tried to go long and try and buy him some time, but that just wasn't going to happen. Again, as Nye went back, not the size to stand in the pocket and try to throw the football here to try and find a pocket.
Bad snap, but it's a nice job by McDonald to gather it in. Faber's going to let this one bounce through the end zone, touchback. Mukwonago will take over 1st and 10 at their own 20. 1st down and 10, Mukwonago. Deering remains the quarterback. We'll try to get you the names of some of these other reserves from Mukwonago. Deering, the handoff to Pleckelman. Pleckelman takes it past the 20-yard line and out to about the 24. They're going to call it the 25, just inside the 25-yard line. Also in the game for Mukwonago at an end, number 85, Ryan Klug. Some new guys in on the offensive line as well. 52.
It looks like it's all reserved to me,
is
Bill.
John Schultz. We've got number 78 in there as well. Jim Kaplan playing a guard. Second down, the handoff is to number 91. That's our guy Clausen. He hangs on to the football this time, takes it up to about the 30. They're going to call that a first down. Nice job here by the second-team offense for Mukwonago.
Well, and good thing for Clausen. He gets back in the ballgame. Again, a senior who's getting to see some playing time as they wind down their senior season here in Mukwonago. And, you know, it's nice to see guys like that who've been practicing and playing hard for 4 years on the field.
54 also in the game. Ruben Fote, he's in at one of the guards. 67 into the ball game. That's Kaplan Hassanoglu playing a tackle. Pleckelman takes the ball. He gets it at the 30 to the 35. Pleckelman to the 40. Pleckelman to the 45. Pleckelman out to midfield. Nice run by Darren Pleckelman, and they're going to have a personal foul on this play to tack on as well. I don't know. Are they calling that
I don't know. I think
hit out of bounds?
That might be a hold up field, I think. That might be coming back versus Mukwonago, I think. I'm not sure.
Thought possibly they could call that one a late
Well, there's been a couple
hit
hits
out of
like
bounds.
that tonight on both sides, and they're going to call holding on Mukwonago.
That's going to come at the end of the play as well, and it's gasser time, Tommy.
Oh yeah. Again, it's not been pretty. Both teams going to have a lot of penalties and fumbles to look at tonight. And if you're Mukwonago, as good of a whooping you've put on Arrowhead tonight, the coach is going to look at the tapes and say, okay, guys, there's a 440 for this one. There's a 440 for that one. Hit the hill, my friends.
Now I would imagine it's going to be first down and very short.
Yeah. That's what's bizarre about these plays. They come from the spot of the penalty. It goes back to first down. Actually, they're going to call it second down. No, first down.
First down and inches. This is a real strange situation. First and inches for Mukwonago. Kevin Deering, the quarterback. Deering, the handoff to the fullback, Daly. Daly gets enough for the first down. Takes it out to about the 42-yard line. Once they move the sticks, the clock will wind once again at 2:17 to go here in the game. Once again, Tom, we thought this would be a much more competitive ball game, but on both sides of the football in the first half, Mukwonago simply dominated Arrowhead.
Well, I think, and everybody did. The officials said the same thing when they came up at halftime. I think everyone's expecting a more competitive game, but I really, again, you got to give Mukwonago all the credit in the world. They came out ready to play football, and they did just that. They scored in the first play of the drive. They scored 4 times in the first half. They were mentally ready to play. But I put some of this blame on the Arrowhead coaching staff and the fact that they came out with a game plan that if it would have worked, it would have been like, you said, that's great. That's genius. But with a team that traditionally doesn't throw the football, I think they throw the football since I was there when we used to run the bootleg pass, that I put some of the blame on the coaching staff.
Daly with the 4-yard gain to make it second down now. Actually a 3-yard gain, make it 2nd and 7. The ball at the 45-yard line of Mukwonago. Deering fakes the handoff to the fullback, takes it himself around left end. He'll pick up maybe a couple yards on that play. That'll set up 3rd down and 5. Tackled on the play by Rob Melberth. Again, Melberth was kind of the GOAT in the first half, but he's recovered to play a pretty nice second half of football.
Well, I think one of the things you got to look at for Mukwonago, I think you come out and it shows you some things to work on this week as you close down the season. If you're Arrowhead, the one thing you got to look at and say, look, at least we didn't have the running clock. We were able to put some kind of pressure on these guys in the second half.
Pleckelman gets the inside handoff, takes it up around midfield, but he's stopped and he's hit hard.
These guys are really laying the pads on each other for a blowout game that's just 30 seconds away from being over. They are really hitting each other hard.
Well, that was number 56, and he's the mystery man because they don't have a 56 on the Arrowhead roster that we have. Seems like this happens every week, doesn't it?
Well, he's probably one of the sophomore kids they brought up, and you look at, towards the end of the year, they bring up some sophomores. Hey, he put a heck of a lick on him.
Oh, number 56. Oh, man. Well, that's going to be about it. They're going to let the clock wind down and run out the Mukwonago Indians. A very impressive victory tonight here at home on senior night. They win it 35-13 over Hartland Arrowhead. We'll be back with the postgame show next on Sports Radio 1510 AM WAUK. Welcome back to the Classic 8 High School Football Game of the Week on Sports Radio 1510 AM WAUK. Final score here from the football field on the campus of Mukwonago High School. It was Mukwonago 35 and Arrowhead 13. Tom, Mukwonago really, the story was in the first half. They dominated on both sides of the football.
Absolutely. That's really the end of the story. They came out, they take the first play down, and they score. And Arrowhead, again, as I mentioned throughout the fourth quarter, very uncharacteristically comes out and tries to play a different kind of game. And I think Mukwonago really took it to a new level. They said, if they're going to try and do this, we're going to have to really strap it up and play hard. And they did just that. I think you got to give Mukwonago a heck of a lot of credit for showing what they can do. And, they're a very good football team. Arrowhead, once again, it seemed like when they got down, they got down on themselves. And not they gave up playing football. I don't want to say that. But they had a tough time finding themselves as a team. And that was the real turning point of the game.
Well, it doesn't get any easier for Arrowhead at all next week. Now they have 2 losses in the Classic 8. And they face Catholic Memorial next week at South Field. They're looking themselves in the eye. They might end up 4th in this conference, giving them the least attractive seed of all the teams that make the playoffs.
Oh, absolutely. But right now, Mukwonago, and you can see some of the players coming from the Arrowhead sidelines. Mukwonago's saying, hey, come on, guys, strap it up next week and really take the Memorial for us, because now all these Mukwonago fans have to pull for the Warhawks next week to try and have them have the upset of the year.
Player of the week time, Tom, and your choice, I think, is an excellent one.
Nick Virts has got to get my player of the game. This guy, again, as I mentioned, a very short guy and not a big guy, but he kept his legs pumping. He ran unbelievable tonight, 439 rushing yards on the ground for Mukwonago. Not all his, but, this guy kept his legs pumping. He got hit. He kept going. Nick Virts is my player of the game.
My player of the game this week, and obviously I'm going to mention the big guys up front on both sides of the ball for the second week in a row, because those are the guys that made the difference again for Mukwonago. Radabicki, Smith, Burnett, Galden, Mike Vollmer really did it on both sides of the ball. Josh Mock, we mentioned his name a lot. Dave Dolanzek made some huge plays. My player of the game, though, coming in a relief role for the second week in a row, Bill Warnke at the quarterback spot. He impressed me with the way that he ran the offense, but especially impressed me with the way he threw the ball. That 45-yard touchdown pass that he threw to Faber was really the knife in the heart of Arrowhead. So I'm going to give it to Bill Warnke.
Real quick, Bill, before I wrap this thing up, I want to give you the final numbers. You talked about the defense. Arrowhead tonight, 88 yards rushing and 70 yards receiving. 9 of 22 were the quarterbacks, both Ward and Nye for Arrowhead. Mukwonago's numbers, 439 yards rushing and 96 yards through the air on 3 of 6 passing. That's a complete package.
Well, we'll join you from South Field next week in a game that's going to have some major postseason implications.
Actually, that game's at Arrowhead.
That game is
at Arrowhead.
The game is at Arrowhead. I thought it was at South Field.
That's why we got to go to the court system and hopefully let me get back on the campus again.
It's going to be Arrowhead and Catholic Memorial going at it. I want to thank everybody here that helped us out. Tony Russo, the executive producer and jack of all trades. Ron the Miller, our statistician and spotter, and also critic of all things human. For Tom Lopnow, my name is Bill Johnson. Where the final score was Mukwonago 35, Hartland Arrowhead 13. For everybody here at the Classic 8 High School Football Game of the Week, have a good week, everybody.
You've been listening to the Classic 8 Waukesha County High School Football Game of the Week on Sports Radio 1510 AM WAUK, Waukesha, Milwaukee. Today's tape delay broadcast was brought to you by American Family Insurance in Waukesha. Call Nancy Paquette or Bill Hamilton. And by the Meineke Muffler Shop on Highway 164, just 1/2 mile south of Highway 18 in Waukesha. The Sports Radio Double Play would like to thank all of its sponsors Make sure you tune into next week's game between Arrowhead and Catholic Memorial, Saturday morning at 7 a.m. And thanks for listening to the Classic 8 Waukesha County High School Football Game of the Week on Southeastern Wisconsin. Source for Sports, the Sports Radio Double Play.